you doing?
Hello. Well, it's good to see you, Atlanta. I think Angie has explained what we're doing, this Q&A thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we asked if you can keep it clean-ish. Maybe that was for the matinee.
Yeah, it sounded like
exactly.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
Except bottles, of course.
Alright, first question right here. This is clean-ish.
Sure.
People in the back that might not be able to hear.
This is clean-ish.
Okay.
I don't know where y'all are staying, but I can make you a better offer. And there's two of us.
I just thought I had to reply to that.
And that's a clean-ish question, yeah. Well, there is four of us, so have you got room for Peter and Angie as well?
We can do that.
Okay, we'll work it out.
In the back there?
You might regret that.
Yes. I already have a triple addiction, Celtic Thunder, Irish Gaelic, and now Larry. I lead a very happy birthday on Monday. And what's next, God? We love you. We adore you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that, thank you. It is my mom's birthday on Monday, so thank you for reminding me. Thank you. I appreciate that, thank you.
I sent my card already.
What was the question? What's next? What was the question? What was next?
Oh, sorry, what's next?
Is that
Yeah.
what it was?
Sorry, the lovely lady, she said she has 3 addictions, Byrne Kelly, Celtic Thunder, and Larry Kelly. Who's my dog, for anybody who doesn't know, who sort of is everybody's addiction, I think. But what's next for us, I think was the question.
Right. Well,
We're going to do a show in Atlanta.
yeah. We do a few more shows after that. We go home for about 2 hours, then we go to Australia. We're home for 2 weeks. And then we go to Australia. We play there for the full month of May. We come back home for a couple of weeks. Then we go to, where do we go?
We go to Canada.
We go to Canada.
Yeah.
For a few weeks. Then we're back home.
Well, we do some gigs in America
I
as
just
well.
don't have a clue, sorry.
Yeah. We do Canada, and then we go a few more shows on the West Coast. I know we've talked to some people tonight who are going to be at the LA show, so thank you for that. We'll see you there. Nicole is going to be with us in the summer tour, so that's a bonus as well. And then we're going to be out pretty much then with Celtic Thunder from the middle of August until
December 4th.
yeah. And they have a Irish festival as well to do as well. So it's going to be very busy, and we were just talking backstage about writing new songs for a new album as well. So
We're kind of going, if any new concepts there, you know.
Yeah.
We'll put them together. We're going to go, when are we going to do this?
Well, there you go. We can work on it, yeah. But our lives have just been sort of engrossed with echoes for the vast sort of year, I suppose, and so it's great to be able to do this and play these songs and tell you the stories of them, and then but we're always thinking about what's next, and because we're loving what's going on at the minute, so it's all good.
Okay, right here.
How long did it take you guys from start to finish writing and recording Echoes?
How long did it take us?
How long did it take us to record the album, write it? I suppose it was kind of over a year, wasn't it?
I think it was. It was
done, like while we were on tour as well, you know, we were kind of coming back and forward. But we made a good start about when we got together and we rented out this little house in Cavan, and County Cavan, and
that was last January, I think.
That's right.
January 15. Yeah,
Was it? Yeah.
January 15.
And we locked ourselves in this little cabin. There's no Wi-Fi, no phones, no computers, no nothing. All we had was a blank canvas and just say, okay, let's see what's going to come out here the other side, you know. So that's what we did over 3 or 4 days, and we got a lot of kind of little demos done and things like that, you know. And some of them stuck, and some of them became songs on the album. But that was the start of it. From then.
Totally worth it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was because we didn't know, like, that's the thing when you do this. We Neil and myself had talked because we'd obviously been touring this Byrne and Kelly for a few years, and we said we always wanted to record our own album and write our own songs. But we didn't know if it was going to work or not, so we said, okay, look, let's just do it. Let's book this house and try and see what happens. And thankfully, echoes happened from that, so we're happy that it did. So.
Okay. Are you two ever going to do a private concert at someone's home like you and Leslie do? The two of you.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose, as we said, you know, we're just like at the moment, the whole year is kind of booked out at the moment. Yeah, it's like just massively busy, you know. So we'll see what happens in
Yeah, you
the.
got to think about it.
The one thing about the shows we've been doing since the very beginning is that the Byrne and Kelly shows have always been, we try to do that intimate thing, whether it's in somebody's living room or in a place like this, which is, you know, it's virtually someone's living room anyway. It feels that way because everyone's sitting together and just, you know, and that's always been the way. So, whether it's in a house or in just a small theatre or something like that, that's always the vibe we wanted to get off with these.
Did you ever give any more thought to doing a Christmas CD with you and your dad? I asked you last year.
I know you did, yeah. He's too hard to pay, that's his problem.
Very expensive.
My father's a diva. No, he's not at all. But yeah, you never know. Again, it's finding time to do all these things is tough. You know?
Yeah, you're young yet.
Well, I don't know. It's all relative, I suppose.
Gentleman right here.
So, what is your process exactly? Do you share equally in the lyrics and the songwriting, or how do you do that?
It can come from, I mean, it can start from anywhere. It could just start from a guitar riff or a sequence of chords that we just think has something there. Once you have a good idea from the very start, it's trying not to ruin that idea by putting so much around it, you know, it really is. But yeah, I mean, it could be a lyric Ryan has, it could be a lyric I have, or a set of chords or something like that, you know, or maybe an exciting violin piece or something like that. You know, it can come really from anywhere. We had a good direction in what we really wanted to write about. We wanted kind of a themed album, not just a load of random songs, you know. We wanted obviously the Byrne and Kelly sound, which we've kind of worked on generating over the last few years. But a themed album, and that's why, you know, it's called Echoes. It's all about our past. It's about things in the past in Ireland, historical things, characters from the past, our childhood, growing up, you know. So yeah, but all the ideas were kind of within a bracket, but could come from either one of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's just funny when we think about the 10 songs on the album, well, the 9 songs that we wrote ourselves. Everything, the whole template is very different for each one, and it was, some of them were, you know, as Neil says, we got a melody, we got a version of chorus next to me, we thought that sounds like a song that could be about X. Another thing, we go, you know what, let's write a song about Belfast, and that's where, you know, and we started to think about that. So it's not that there isn't a sort of we certainly don't work to a template anyway, it's just been that. And I think it sort of made it more interesting that we had 2 or 3 songs going at one time, maybe, you know, all the way through it, and you would leave one song for a while, you'd concentrate on another one, and then you come back and go, oh yeah, do you remember? And you'd do it again, and it was interesting just to keep all these plates spinning at one time, and when it gets to the very end, and you look back and you go, God, there they are, that we've delivered these 10. It's a nice, it feels like a good accomplishment at the end of the day.
Also, the two of us come from very different musical backgrounds and have very different styles growing up, but we like the same things, and you know, when you get two different styles merging as well, it can create something quite unique, and that's, I think, really what we were after as well, you know.
On one of the songs, are you saying on Medium of the Water, what are you saying?
Ah, yes. This is a question that we've been asked a lot on Twitter and stuff as well since the album came out. Is the song "Meteor of the Waters"? There's a line that I sing in reprieve to what Neil was singing, and it's "Coming and Ga Ishka," and it's Irish Gaelic for it literally means meeting of the waters. So when Neil is singing "Meeting of the Waters," which is this, we'll explain the place, and you'll see an actual picture of this beautiful place in County Wicklow during the show. But what I'm singing is "Coming on Gaelic." It's funny. We will tell the story about when we were writing the song, and we thought, it'd be really nice just in this song to actually have some sort of refrain in Gaelic, in Irish Gaelic. And so we sort of thought about that, and we looked it up and saw this, because neither of us are fluent in Irish by any long shot, but we know a few words here and there, but we wanted to make sure that we were right before we put this on the recorded this in the album. So we were down in Neil's house actually at the time writing this. They said, what we'll do, we'll I think the best thing to do is we'll call the Meeting of the Waters, like to the tourist board down where this Meeting of the Waters happens. We'll ring them, they will know, and we'll get the okay from them. This is definitely the right thing we're doing. So we give them a call, and I found this, that of course there's an amazing website called Google, and I found the phone number for the tourist board down there, rang and explained. So this is like, just hear me out here a second. And myself and another fellow here, Neil Byrne, we're writing a song, and we just want to know if what we're saying in Gaelic is the right translation. And the guy says, yeah, I think that's right. He says, look, my wife is fluent in Irish, but she's away for the day. When she comes home, I'll ask her, and I'll get back to you. Yeah. So we thought, that's good. Okay, let's do it. We'll just put it. Thanks so much. Blah blah blah. We left it. Sort of days passed, and he didn't get back to us. We thought this guy is part of this tourist board. I'm not sure why he hasn't done it. We then found out. We sort of did a bit more digging about this, who this guy was. It turns out I rang a bed and breakfast down in Wicklow that was called the Meeting of the Waters.
We were talking to this guy for about half an hour.
Yeah. This poor man had probably just finished making his beds, and he's going, who is these weirdos on the phone to be asking these things?
And in fairness to him, he's a nice man, because he put up with us.
He did, yeah. I think he thought we were going to book a room or something. And
so he got these two lads just ringing up saying, listen, we're writing this album, we're writing this song, got him to explain to us,
So he's like, but we did then eventually find out that we were right in what we'd said. So to cut a long story short, it's the Irish for Meeting of the Waters. There you go. Coming and ga ishka. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Great, how are you? I love you.
Good. Thank you very much.
I have a question on how to put lyrics to music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to do that?
We've still learning. We've tried.
We're still learning.
Well, if you're writing the music first, it's kind of just just close your eyes and listen to the music and how it feels to you. Basically what is it happy? Is it sad? Is it deep? Is it there's a lot of emotions attached to even a chord sequence or something, or a melody. There's always an emotion attached to it, and it's trying to hear what that emotion is. And it's usually the first one that you feel is the right one. Yeah. So you can start there maybe.
We'd also we find that when you're writing lyrics, it's be true.
I was just going to say, it's good to ring a bed and breakfast. Just ring your local bed and breakfast.
Torture the local tourism industry about it. And I'll get you, I don't know. But no, it's one thing that we've always thought that one thing is that it's good to be true to yourself about the lyrics and believe in what you're writing about. I know, because I guess it's easy sometimes to sort of write love songs about stuff, and but if you don't feel it, there's nothing that you can relate. I don't know. That's the way we've always thought with writing songs. You got to relate to what you're writing to, even if it is somewhere like even that Meetings in the Waters we're talking about. It's a place, but you got to find out about the place. You got to immerse yourself in it. You got to stand there, and when you write the song, be in that spot and write about what you see around you. And
buy an English-Irish dictionary.
Exactly.
Green shirt.
I was wondering, of the original songs, because I think somebody asked this on the Twitter Q&A, what was the easiest and most challenging for you to write, either lyrically or musically?
It's a hard question. Like sometimes a song can really flow, and you might get an idea, and the music you could have the guts of it written. Sometimes in a just a bit of a flow in a couple of minutes. It just has this a natural progression that you're hearing as you're going, type of thing. Other times it can be different because maybe you're writing about a subject, that you want to express a lot of different colours in, different emotions in, like of Belfast, there's a lot of depth to it. You want to, there's mixed emotions within it, so a lot of the time you won't usually do something like that quite quickly, but a lot of the time, the quicker that you actually do naturally put something out, the catchier the song is, because it comes to you very naturally and quickly. So it's something you've caught on to really quick, So usually others catch on to that too.
Yeah, I would agree that. I'd say I think when you think about it, I think Belfast probably had the most rewrites out of all the songs for us.
Yeah.
Just because we thought we were there, and then no, right, let's change this a wee bit, and that's the way it does develop, and it's not, it is great because it has to feel right. There's no point settling for something, and that's what we didn't want to do with this. If we had to just settle for a song, we just wouldn't have put it in. This would have been an EP. If that had been the case, it would have been 6 songs or 5 songs, because we wanted every song to justify its right for being on the album, and that's what we did.
Anybody in the back? Yeah. I can see your little hand there. Go ahead.
I just want to know if Larry has a middle name.
If Larry has a middle name, Larry's dog. Larry, well, he's named after Larry Bird. So I guess because he's a Boston Terrier, and my favourite Boston Celtic player of all time was Larry Bird, so I call him. So I guess he's Larry Bird Gaelic. I think he is.
In the middle here?
When you're talking about ideas for songs, does one of you have an idea and the other one just look at it and go, that's complete rubbish?
That song about snooker that you wanted to.
No, do you know what? Like sometimes you might have an idea, and if you're in the writing process with it, and we're battling with it maybe a bit too much, we just shelve it, and we say, right, we're taking too much time on this. It doesn't. If it's gonna hurt this much, it's no point in doing it. You don't want to have to struggle with a musical piece. It's gonna have to flow,
You start to resent it then. You
do.
You don't always start resenting your own songs.
That's it. Yeah.
Have you written any after many times of...
Did we wait?
How many times you have to have before... Have there been any songs written after multiple times?
Oh, you mean...
like 700 Nights or something.
Or after a few Jameson. The thing is, we probably have written, or we probably have had brilliant ideas, but we've forgotten.
That's
yeah. Some of the songs are probably they could have been classics. So we
have something to write them in there.
Yeah.
So.
We do. Yeah. We come up with great inspiration after a few Jameson or at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, the gentleman in the back here. Yep.
I have a question about kind of the songwriting process that kind of has 2 parts. One, have you written anything that didn't fit on your album? Like maybe it was of a style that didn't really go in, and was it more like one of your personal favorite bands, and thereby, what are some of your personal favorite bands to listen to?
Well, I think there was, I suppose out of the album, there's 10 tracks on the album, we wrote 9 of them songs. there was probably maybe 16 or 17 ideas in the whole thing, you know, maybe a few more, you know. The first thing that comes to mind is that a couple of them that don't stick and don't make it to it was because we felt they were a bit too, as we would say, a bit too musical, like in the sense that, you know, we didn't want to make it, you know, too deep, you know. We wanted these songs to be very listenable to anybody, very, you know, kind of radio friendly. We went for a kind of a cinematic sound, but we didn't want any songs to be really deep and because you can get quite carried away with that type of thing instrumentally, you know. And so a couple of the songs didn't make it for that reason.
Yeah, I think that's right. That's the thing about it is like I think early on when we probably had written we probably had 3 or 4 songs at the start going at once, and we seen the direction we were going in, and then I think the other songs sort of fed off that. So we from pretty early on we had a good idea of what the theme was running through the album and what it was going to be, so that we knew basically what we were, you know, there wasn't too many curveballs thrown after that, because we knew sort of, you know, within reason what we wanted to write about and what sort of sound we wanted. So we were lucky that way, I think. I think we're lucky too because we have, as Neil says, you know, we come from different backgrounds musically, but we generally have a pretty common understanding of what we think is good music, or music that we would like to represent us, and that's what we wanted to have in this album. We want this album to represent us, I think.
That's a good way of putting it, actually,
So,
yeah.
so nothing left to sell to Taylor Swift.
If Taylor wants to come and talk to us,
yeah. If Taylor would like to take a song, that'd be great, because it'd make us a fortune. Make us a lot of Swift money.
Alright, last question right here.
Well, this is nowhere near as deep as the rest of the person. But when you're all traveling together, you stay together all the time, and you work together, write together, do you ever just have times you just get sick of each other? I mean, you and Thunder,
Yeah. This lady was just saying, you know, because we spend so much time over the years, you know, we're constantly together as musicians, you know, and working together. Even when we go home, we've been writing an album, recording an album, you know, we're out on the road, we're constantly with each other, you know. Do we not really, it's not really getting on our wicks, as they say, you know. Do you know, I think it becomes a whole learning curve from the start, when we first started going out on tour together, you know. And you just, now it's just a complete way of life. It's the way we live, it's the way we do it, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, we all have our ways of, you know, heading off. Ryan loves to go on a run, I'll do the same, I go to the gym or whatever, you know. We all do our own little things like that to just, you know, you have to have some sort of an escape from it at times, you know. But we couldn't do it unless we loved it, and we do really love doing what we do, you know.
That's right. I mean, that's right. You have to give each other space, and I think that's the thing. And take your own space when you get it yourself. And you know, there's nothing. We know it ourselves. There's nothing wrong if we decide, do you know what? I'm not going to go for dinner tonight. I'm going to go off and walk, and you know, or somebody else does that. You go. That's perfectly fine, because we appreciate that's. Everybody needs a bit of their space every now and again, and it's working that well, and thankfully it's worked so far anyway.
my husband takes a ride. I just can't imagine either any of y'all just taking off and taking a ride.
We do what we have to do, basically.
Absolutely.
Alright guys, that is the end of the Q&A. We're going to send them back there. Peter's going to come down and tune, and then we're going to start the music.
We promise there's going to be music after this.
Thanks for the questions, guys. Appreciate it.
Awesome. See you guys. Thanks.